What's going on, guys? Nightmare here, and today I am back with you guys with another unit breakdown of the new recently released 6 plus V1 Sanji on the global version. He's been out on JP for a couple months now, but a really exciting 6 plus, and I am excited to break him down for you guys. In this breakdown, we'll be going over his captain, special ability, what are some of the better subs to run on him on both the global version and the Japanese version so hopefully you guys will enjoy this, and without further ado, let's go into the captain ability. So 6 plus Sanji's captain ability is to boost his own attack by 3 times and boost the attack of all other characters by 2.75, and he'll boost their HP by 1.3x, and he'll make TND orbs beneficial for all characters. And if you didn't know before, this Sanji has a captain action similar to Gear 4 V2, Frankie, Capone, that's a future legend on global, and I think there's another legend that I'm forgetting that has a captain action. But without further ado, let's talk about his captain action. So his captain action is Skywalk, and in Skywalk, you for 1 turn, if you slide down, you'll jump up in the air and you'll avoid several debuffs, including Bind, Despair, Silence, and Paralysis. And during this turn of Skywalk, for the first turn, you can't attack with Sanji, so when you're playing the Skywalk, be sure you know how much damage you need to do if you want to send your Skywalk into the next room, so make sure you're able to still do enough damage to kill the fodder or the mini boss on the current stage. And in the next turn, Sanji will boost his own attack by 8.25 when he comes down. So really powerful captain ability, one of the best 6 pluses in my opinion, based off captains alone. And only problems is that he's a 2.75 for his subs, which is kind of iffy, but it still is very viable right now in the Japanese version and clears most of the Colosseums and most of the current raids. The only raids and Colosseums that I believe he can't clear at the moment is the Raid Capone because of class restrictions, and Raid Brook because Raid Brook's just really dumb. But I'm pretty sure he could still clear it with a friend Snake Man. I just haven't tried it myself, but in the future I might plan to do that, so stay tuned for that if I actually do that. And his special ability is deal 100,000 fixed damage to all enemies, change block, adjacent orbs, and his own orb into matching, and give a 0.8 chain boost for 1 turn. And if this Sanji is your captain or friend captain, he reduces the chain multiplier limit and chain coefficient reduction duration by 5 turns. So a really powerful unit. Seems like they kind of made this unit to work in tandem with the 6 plus, the V2 Sanji, who also removes chain bind and chain down, but by 5 turns less in the 6 plus form, which is kind of cool, but in actuality, you would rather just run either double V2 Sanji or double Sanji V1 plus. But at the end of the day, it's still pretty cool that you're able to pair the 2 Sanjis up if you wanted to. And his special ability is really good, if I have to say so myself. Removing block orbs adjacent and giving your own orb matching is really powerful and sees a lot of use. The 0.8 is also a pretty good chain. I wasn't expecting them to give him a 0.9 similar to Shanks, but still 0.8 is still really good, especially when you skywalk and you come down. That 0.8 is super good when you combined it with its 8.25 multiplier, so really great unit. So let's talk about some of the subs that you can use on the 6 plus Sanji team. So for int units, I'll start with those since Sanji's an int captain. Even though he's a rainbow captain, you most of the time, at least on the Japanese version, for the earlier content that came out with Sanji, it was best to run Int, Powerhouse, or Fighter teams around him, so I'll start with Int. So some of the main Int subs that you want to use on 6+ Sanji include the V2 Akainu, V2 Shanks, 6+ Judge, and Int Hawk. All of these are really great legend subs that you want to use. You can also use Warco, but most people would say, why would I want to use Warco on a Sanji team when I can just use double Warco? But Warco is also an amazing choice for Sanji. But anyways, having the 2.25 orb or attack boosts plus the 0.9 chain when running V2 Akainu and Shanks are really powerful on a 6+ Sanji team, and they'll deal a lot of damage, especially on, of course, on side content, but on other content as well, including strength for any other color. You'll do a massive amount of damage, so those are great pairs to run with the 6+ Sanji. And Judge, he's a 2x attack booster, which is pretty good, and he also, in tandem with Sanji, will deal a lot of damage on your teams. And 6+ Mihawk is a really great unit because since you're basically paralyzed with your 2 Sanjis and 1 turn of jump, and if you need to kill like a fodder stage or have to kill the following stage without using your jump, you can always use burst on the turn before and then use Mihawk on the next turn in order to make your clear easier. Other Int subs I would recommend would be the Raid Lucci, the Call of Neptune, Rare Recruit Ein, who is in the Zephyr batch, who will be coming soon on Global with Treasure Map Law, and TM Boa, who is the upcoming TM on Global. And all of these units are really good as well. Lucci, of course, is conditional booster if there's one enemy on the floor, which is still pretty good, but not used heavily, except for in the upcoming Coliseum for Global. Not coming fairly soon, but coming in the next couple of months. Calo Pika, which is a great case to use this. Int Lucci. Neptune is really great orb booster, plus he's a attack down reducer, so really great unit overall that you should have in general, but he works really great on 6+ Sanji as well. Ein is a great defense remover of increased defense and percent shield, and she also removes resilience as well, so she's really great. And the TM Boa is an amazing unit for Sanji. She is self-conditional of of defense. So she's a self-defense down conditional, and she also gives healing, and she removes resilience and a couple other things that I don't remember off the top. But she is a really powerful unit for your 6+ Sanji teams. Other Int units I would recommend are the V1 regular Reiju, the TS Nami, Kalo Smoothie, who is another future global Coliseum, and the Coliseum Katakuri. Reiju is great utility as always, similar to TS Nami, still one of the best units after like 2 years from her release. Kalo Smoothie is a great 1.75 color affinity for Powerhouse and Slashers, so it could be really great in tandem with Sanji. And Kalo Katakuri is orb beneficial for Powerhouse, and he also does a delay that goes through immunity if there are 4 or more enemies on the field, so that's a pretty useful unit, I would say, for a V1 Sanji Plus team. Other units that you can use on a 6+ Sanji team would be the OG V1 Germa and also the V2 Germa, but we'll talk about them later. The OG V1 Germa is really good, especially in their plus, since they work with an Int Powerhouse Captain, and Sanji just happens to be an Int Powerhouse Captain, so really great to use. The only thing I would say would be to change Niji with a Dex attack booster such as Daruma or Oven, and you'll have a better team, because the chain boost and the chain lock from Niji are just, you don't need both of them. You can just always replace him with an attack booster if you want to run the Germa 66 team with under 6+ Sanji. Next up, we have a couple more powerhouse subs that I recommend, because I personally run V1 plus Sanji under mostly powerhouse teams and sometimes in teams. But more subs I will recommend are Coliseum Neko, the new Hachan from the Jinbei V2 batch, really great unit. I recommend that you should pull for him, if not Jinbei as well, but mostly for Hachan. Treasure Map Jack, which is a unit that you need in the future GARP challenges. If you haven't bought them already, please buy TM Jack, please. And TM Big Mom is a essential 6+ Sanji sub. She is so good since she provides the orb and attack boost for you and color affinity, so all you have to do is skywalk, slap the Sanji special, 0.8 chain, and then 2x, no, I think it's a 3x orb boost, I believe, and 1.2 attack boost, I believe, but whatever. She is extremely powerful under a V1 plus Sanji team, so I highly recommend running TM Big Mom for a majority of your teams. Other powerhouse subs I would like to discuss are Fuji, Raid, really great orb booster, Oven, who I mentioned before, great Dex attack booster, same with Daruma, and another future global unit, which is the Invasion Lin, who is super powerful, one of the best units in the game, honestly, not even my opinion, just like factually one of the best units in the game. When she comes on global, I highly recommend go ham when farming for her. If you don't farm her, at least use golden books on her, because she is super powerful. And next, we'll talk about finally the V2 Germa batch. So with the V2 Germa batch, they work really well under, of course, the dual unit Sanji and Judge, but you can also run them pretty well on regular V1 plus Sanji. So in order to run them more efficiently, you want to have the Sora support unit, who will come in the event, the Big Mom / Katakuri damage raking event, that you have to do 65 million damage, and you'll finally get Sora after you do that in one single run, and it's cumulative throughout the run, so you don't have to worry about doing 65 mil in one hit. And Dofi special doesn't work, by the way, so you can't rely on that cheese. But yeah, having Sora is super essential when running the V2 Germa batch, unless you have Judge Sanji, but that's also pretty essential for those teams, because sometimes you might want to use a special beforehand, and then you can't really use the switch to get the guaranteed TND orb. So I highly recommend grabbing Sora when that event comes out. I don't know if she'll be coming back soon on JP. Hopefully, for the players that weren't able to get her, they'll be adding her to the TM shop, or at least the race shop, for a reasonable price. I would say she's worth like 10k raid points at least, because she's super powerful. But yeah, the V2 Germa are really great utility, conditional of 2x, and also 2x affinity, and Reiju removes a whole bunch of debuffs by 5 turns, so all of the batch is super powerful, and I highly recommend that you pull for them as well if you want to run just powerhouse teams in general, or if you just want to have really great subs for your 6+ SANJI team. And finally, let's talk about some other legends that I would recommend running under a 6+ SANJI team. So like Mihawk, also V2 Dofi is a really great sub for a 6+ SANJI, especially on content where you have to burst on one turn and then in the next turn you come down. So if they revive, you can always jump, use Dofi, kill them first turn, and then kill them again with your 8.25 boosted Sanjis. So that's where where Dofi shines. But he also shines in other content where they don't revive and you just want to speed clear, so you burst on the stage before stage 4 and then use Dofi on stage 5 to clear the boss really fast. Another great sub is V1 plus Law. Just a great sub in general, great for letting specials go through defensive buffs and barriers, so really great unit. Tesoro, 3.25 chain locker, and also gives your top and bottom row full matching orbs as long as they're not block orbs. So really great sub for Sanji, and if there are block orbs, you don't have to worry about that because you can always use Sanji special and pop it, and you'll have matching orbs, so really great for that. And the final legend I would recommend is the 6+ Inurashi. Will be coming out on Global in the next couple of months as well, and he is a 20% HP cutter and also does 150 times his attack and additional damage. I believe it's 150. It might be like 125, but I believe it's actually 150. I will have to check that. But yeah, really powerful. You can use them as well on turns where you're using the V2 Dofi or Mihawk on revival stage. So really strong unit. I highly recommend 6+ in them if you have them. And yeah, let's talk about a couple free-to-play teams right before I show you guys the Big Mom Forest Clear. So a couple free-to-play teams that you can make on Global using powerhouse units are the Raid Cracker, Colo Neptune, Treasure Map Jack, and Treasure Map Big Mom. Cracker is really great because he gives you full board orbs after you pop your Big Mom, so you'll have a full board of Dex orbs and you won't have to worry about having the weaker G orb effect. You'll have matching orbs, so that's really powerful. Neptune's really great because he can remove attack down for you, or if you're unable to jump on the turn before and you get silenced, if you get despaired, he can remove your despair for you. And Jack is just great in general for clearing 6 stage bosses, 6 enemy rooms, or just removing certain shields like percent and increased defense. So really great for that. And that's for global free-to-play. And for JP free-to-play, you can run the same teams as well, but I would personally recommend running Lin over TM Big Mom sometimes, just because Lin is a super powerful unit and I use her so much, so I would just recommend her more. TM Whitebeard is still an amazing unit to this day. You can use Colo Smoothie as well, great free-to-play color affinity. And finally, the Summer Reiju, who should be coming on Global fairly soon, or if not, in the summer. She's a great paralysis, silence, and I think she also does something else, but she also makes negative orbs count as she makes those orbs not reduce damage, so you would take them as a like a regular non-matching orbs, which is pretty great. And yeah, that's gonna go it for my recommended units to run on a 6+ SANJI team. And I hope this breakdown was really helpful for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed playing with 6+ SANJI. So I'm gonna leave you guys for now and just gonna let you guys watch this background player. So I'll see you guys in the next breakdown in the next couple of weeks. So see you guys later, and thank you guys so much for all of the feedback on my last video. I will take all feedback into consideration. If you could drop some small feedback on this video as well, that'll be muchly appreciated. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good one, and see ya.